Welcome to Am I the Asshole, presented by Owner's Box Fantasy Sports, where we answer 2 questions from the internet, and we're just going to determine whether or not you're an asshole. 2 questions, but first, Jeremy, what do the people need to do if they're watching this content and they're not fantasy sports fans?
Make sure you subscribe.
Yes.
That's the first thing you got to do.
Obviously.
So that we can still be employed at this company.
Yep.
And make sure you comment. Comment, I guess, about the video. Comment which...
Give us a like.
Are these people assholes? We need your opinion on this.
All right. First question. I love reading the titles because you really get an idea of what you're expecting. So this one says, am I the asshole for humiliating one of the athletes I coach?
This feels like
probably.
This feels like our sweet spot here,
What
fellas.
a great choice, T-Max Sports Company.
Yep. Good start.
On
Good
brand.
start. Okay. I'm a teacher and a youth soccer coach for my local high school. One of the best players on my team is a 14-year-old kid named Todd. Oh. He's 6'2", extremely strong, and has scored over 10 goals this season. Played 4 games so far. Because of this and the fact he's quite a bit more developed than his peers, he's developed a huge ego.
I probably would have had a
He's
crush
14.
on
Yeah,
Todd.
okay,
6'2".
fair.
Todd sounds
I mean,
like
I
a
would have
England
too
when
if I was
14.
14, 6'2",
Soccer
and have
player
scored
Todd, though?
10 goals.
Got me
How
at
much acne do you
6'2".
think that he has, though? 6'2" and 14 years old.
Definitely hit puberty at a young age.
He probably looks a lot like Jake Paul.
Jake Paul?
Yeah, that guy's got lots of acne. He's oily. Right?
I guess, yeah.
He's got an oily face.
I
He has
mean,
enough
I've never
money to
looked at
cover it
Jake
up.
Paul's
And you'd think
face
he would.
oils, but
All right.
I can
Damn.
imagine.
Okay. Okay, I've spoken to him several times about how he needs to be respectful of his teammates, but he seems to just brush it off. Last week during training, Todd was able to outmaneuver our team's goalkeeper, score a goal in a disrespectful manner. After he got past the keeper, he did a ballerina twirl before kicking the ball into the net,
Todd.
and then called the goalie a loser.
Listen, this guy just seems
So
like...
Todd's an
So
asshole.
so classic.
Yeah.
This is so classic for 14 years old, though. Jeremy Roach at 14 years old was definitely a dick like this guy.
I would
Jeremy
know.
Roach wasn't.
Oh, come on.
1, I would never play soccer in my life. 2, I would never call the goaltender a loser.
Okay, this is where it
Give
gets
that much
On
respect.
his own team, right?
This is where it gets good, though. This is where it gets good.
Okay.
So instead of berating him, I decided to teach him a lesson. I told him that since he's been doing so well, he should practice doing penalty kicks with me. And I told the rest of the team that they could watch and could learn a thing or two from Todd.
Okay.
So he's
Teacher's
setting
a
him
big
up.
shot.
He says, I'm nowhere near a professional goalkeeper, but I still competed at a pretty high level in college. I was able to
Humble
stop
brag.
every single one of Todd's shots. After around 15 penalty kicks, Todd's nerves and frustration started getting to him, and his next shots started missing the net entirely.
Do you think the teacher's
That is
exaggerating? Like, were there 15?
absolutely love this coach.
Yeah, that's just funny.
All-time move by the coach.
Once you're past your prime, you dream about situations like this, right?
He's like, all right, Todd, how about you go shoot on me, bud?
In the 4 games that Todd scored 10 goals, he's just sitting there thinking like, God, I wish I was the goalie on the other side and stopping this kid, right?
Yeah.
So I stopped the session soon afterwards and walked to him and said, by your definition, I guess that makes you a loser, huh? Like I said before, you need to be respectful and not have such a huge ego.
Coach went a little far here. Like, you can go goalie, but like, that line was a little too far. I think
And
you
then in
crossed the
front
line.
of the whole team, too.
Yeah, in
As
front of
soon
the
as
whole
the
team.
Teammates are probably
man
eating this up.
is
your
calling
best
a
player.
14-year-old a loser.
I mean, he's first
a
of all,
little bit of a
first of all, he's
problem.
never gonna play like for you ever again.
Oh, yeah,
right?
he's going to leave.
Yeah, like he's
Well,
gone.
it's high school. It's high school.
You can
so-
leave. If they're in America, they transfer like it's nothing.
So the problem is he sent the message already by stopping, apparently 15 straight shots.
You know, it was,
Probably
it
didn't
was
need to
actually
say that.
8 shots, but he's
Yeah,
like, fuck,
exactly.
this is the
Double
best
up.
moment of my life.
Definitely.
So Todd was holding back tears and stormed out of the training session.
He's 14.
Later, I got complaints from his parents as well as the school administration that I humiliated him. I want to be sure you guys know that he puts it in quotes like I humiliated him. They're saying, and
Todd went home to
that
dinner
my
that night.
demonstration crushed his confidence.
He's like, Mom, today at soccer practice, coach put
Yeah,
me in net and I couldn't score on him.
Yeah, 14 years old,
Yeah.
crying, leaving the pitch.
The girls probably made fun
But,
of him
like-
for crying too.
So where
tough.
do we stand? Where do we stand with the coach?
So I coach 18-year-olds in baseball, and I would have loved to like take their shit deep all the time. Like they're cocky, so I don't think he's an asshole.
Yeah, I don't think he's
you
an
have to deal
asshole
with this
either.
shit for that long. It has to get out of control before you do something like that.
What if he just ruined that kid's whole entire life, though?
He can
that
bounce
kid's- Now he's
back.
going to go try and play
He's
soccer.
14. He'll never
next
forget
year,
that day,
and
but he'll be fine.
I think
bounce back.
I think he went too far here.
Yeah.
I don't love it. I would have cried.
You're a
but-
teacher.
Pussification of America. That's what you're dealing with right now, Jeremy.
If it was a competitive
Gotta
team,
raise
maybe,
the
but
youth
this is
strong,
a,
Jeremy.
That is competitive for America. If this is in America,
No,
that's competitive. That's
but
like the most.
You're still a teacher. You're still like, you know.
But he could be a
like you're-
coach, not necessarily like he's just not a teacher, but just the coach of the high school team.
Yeah,
He said he
could
was
be
a
just-
teacher. He said he was
Oh,
a
he said
teacher.
But
was
it's
a
still
teacher?
school like property. Like he can't do that.
I wonder if the
can't.
principal got mad at him.
He could have
What the other
gone
teachers
out there and
thought.
stopped the shots, but you know, indicating that he must be a loser because he called other kids a loser. Didn't need to do that.
Yeah, that was
his
too
actions
far.
spoke the same as his words did, but then he also just rubbed it in his face. So,
Not an asshole.
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 Not an asshole.
Jeremy.
No asshole.
All right, that decides it. All right, second and last one. Another title that kind of doesn't tell the full story. Am I the asshole for not wanting to pay more rent? So, for background, 6 of us are renting a house together for the next year. We are students, so not wealthy. We are splitting rent 6 ways, all equally. The
Cheers.
contract started in June, so we have had to be paying rent from June, despite the fact that we won't be moving in until September.
That's relatable.
Unfortunately, there is a housing shortage, so you can take, it doesn't really matter. Split 6 ways, rent is reasonable, we can afford it. All agreed to pay the extra when we'd be living there due to the contract. We have the keys and access to the house. We just aren't living in it at the moment, though about half of us have moved a lot of our things there. The idea was the house would be empty as we went home to stay with family for the summer. Unfortunately, circumstances have arisen in my home life where my family home is an uncomfortable place for me to remain. I've decided to remove myself from the situation and move into the university house that I'm already paying rent for.
Red flags.
I'm alone in the house, but it is more pleasant than home even so. Do we want to speak on the red flags before we talk about the full situation?
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be pretty bad either. Maybe not. I probably shouldn't talk about it. I don't know the situation. It's like, it's got to be bad, though, if you just have to leave home.
Yeah, I mean,
We
he
all
needs
do.
to move somewhere else then.
I've been trying to leave home, but it's just like, not the same. Can't do it. My situation isn't that bad, but like, I feel where he's coming from.
But so those couple months you spend at home in between years of college or university you look forward to it. I would say a lot of us do.
Going home?
Yeah.
I don't.
For like a
I mean,
week
I
or
love
two, and then you're like,
home,
I'm
but
ready
yeah.
to get back.
Right. Like, but I mean, like for a short period of time. 'cause
True.
It's just
Yes,
a couple months.
100%.
Yeah, okay.
So
Like homemade meals and stuff.
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
month is
Yeah.
the best,
Yeah.
and then by the last one, you're ready to fucking get out of
Yeah.
there.
exactly. So here's the actual situation. The others who I split rent with expect me to pay the whole rent for the months that I'm here alone.
Okay,
That's
no.
They say as I'm using the house and I have it to myself, I need to pay it all. I can't afford to pay it all. And they did agree to pay for the empty house, although the agreement was none of us would be living there. Am I the asshole for refusing
Well,
to
then
pay?
what's the
Not
problem?
at
I
all.
don't understand
No.
the
This isn't even
difference.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
I don't
is,
think
guys.
so.
What?
No.
This is
How?
extremely close.
No,
What?
no,
I
don't know.
No,
Guys,
You
okay.
pay for your room, you don't
Here's
pay
the-
for a
here's the
house.
Utilities included.
I don't know.
I feel like that's
Let's just assume it's all included.
Okay,
if,
then
if it wasn't,
no.
I bet
This
you the
is
person making
crazy,
it. Here's the
Tina.
thing. Okay, the people saying that he should pay rent are assholes for saying it.
Yes.
But are they assholes for the fact that they're thinking it and
Well-
this probably should
I
be
wouldn't
the
either.
case?
I don't
What do you
think
think?
that
But
shit.
you're no matter what, if you moved in or not, you're
That's
still
what you
paying
gotta
for
do,
it.
right? There's
Right,
some-
everybody's paying
Get
for
on
it. We're all paying
Craigslist,
for it
eh?
equally,
Get
but
on
we all knew we
Kijiji.
weren't staying
Put
there.
up that
Well,
listing.
they
If
could
you
move
put
in if they
people-
wanted to.
But if you put people to live, like let's say you sub,
We're gonna be paying Toronto rent
sublease the. No, but if you were to what's the word you use?
Sublet.
Sublet it.
Yeah,
and to
sublet.
somebody else, you'd be putting people that the other people you live with in the house might not be comfortable living in your house.
Well, it's better than that
so
than
that'd
paying
be the
$2,000 a
argument.
month.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that you're not I don't think you're a bad person to think that, hey, I'm not living here, none of us are living here, but this one guy is, and we're all paying
Well, they
for
were
this
gonna
house
pay,
and
though.
he's
You're right.
living
You
there.
If it sat there empty, they were going to pay.
You pay per room. You don't pay for
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
area.
like if you had to pay for the Wi-Fi those months, then that makes sense.
Yeah, you
Dick
But
move. Literally a
if they're
dick
just paying
move.
the
I mean,
rent,
he's not
then-
going and sleeping in everyone's beds, right?
Yeah.
He's sleeping in one area. He has the space to himself. It's fine, but
I feel like this is a situation where I guarantee there's people on my side in this, but it's
Sure,
that it's
there's some
hard to
idiots,
it's hard to describe, but it would bother me. It would bother
If someone
me.
moved in
if
And
one
you
of
were paying for.
yeah, and we were all paying the rent, and they were
But
living
what if
there.
no one
think
moved
that's
in
like-
and you
no,
were
it's-
still
think
paying?
Think
that's
about like
life.
over
I'd be
Christmas
fine with it, of
break or
course.
something if someone's staying there, right?
Well, that's completely different.
Why is it completely different?
Lock
You're
your
paying for the
door,
rent
get
as
a
the
nice
same
little
thing.
lock on there.
Because the scenario here is, I don't know how long he's going to be staying in this place, but it could be for like a couple months, not for a week
Okay,
or
well,
2
let's-
weeks.
Yeah, I wonder if his roommates
I don't
know
think that
like how
matters.
bad a situation is. Like, what if they're like kind of really shit people for like bringing that up?
Right.
They have no
Who
idea
would
what he's
even
going
think
through.
it?
I'm not going to
Kinda
say
shit.
No,
I'm not going to say that you aren't the asshole because you
actually
actually said it. I probably don't have the nuts to say like, "Hey, bro, you should be paying my rent," but you have to be thinking.
That's
it.
kind of
No one
sad.
can
No,
afford
I don't
that.
think. I don't think I'd think it
Yeah.
because they were paying my rent anyway. When
You
no
have to
one
be
was
thinking
there.
about the fact that
so
it
they're
bothers
just getting
you.
a little petty that
But
one person's
like, why would it bother you?
Why
that
would that
someone is
bother
living
you?
in.
Are they
Because you could
jealous?
go
Maybe
in.
they're
You could go
jealous.
visit on
T-Mac,
weekends.
it's like if someone in the summer was like living in your house, let's just say, and you were like, well, you should probably be paying for my room. But like, why? It's not my room.
I think you guys threw out the most important part right off the bat there. Utilities and Wi-Fi, like that's the important factor because they're paying the rent either way,
Yeah.
right? But if you're there and you're using the water and
Oh,
whatever,
that-
and that's
yeah.
not
Exactly.
included,
That's you
then
to pay for.
That's the differentiating thing. If
Yes.
it's all included, it shouldn't matter. You're paying for it anyways. Who cares?
So then
Right.
maybe he should just pay for the utilities.
If there's
Oh, I
bills,
think that
he should
person's
pick up the
reasonable,
bills.
though.
and then they can still pay their rent.
Yes.
Yeah, that
I
would
think
make
that's
sense.
Yeah, that
We're
makes
all on the
sense.
same
Yeah.
page there. I still think that it's a bit of a. I don't know.
So wait,
I would get
what
in
are
a
we-
hard to
fist fight with my
describe.
friend. Like,
I would,
Who are we picking? If
Look,
they're an
I-
asshole or
I
I
not?
would think he was joking.
The guy?
Yeah, it is the guy who's living in the
Refusing to
house
pay
and
rent.
refusing to pay the
No.
extra.
Not an
rent.
Not an
He's just
asshole.
poor,
Not an
like
asshole.
me.
Not an
He's
asshole.
just poor.
The word asshole is the problem. Is I wouldn't call this guy an asshole,
What would
but
you call him? What word?
a weasel.
I'd call the guys asking.
I mean, these guys aren't your friends. These are roommates you're
goober.
living with,
Well,
right?
they could be.
no,
friends.
no. Friends wouldn't do that.
yeah.
Wouldn't do
Yeah.
what?
Also, the
Oh,
term
wouldn't
of your
say this.
contract is from whatever date to whatever date. Just
Yeah.
because you
Handshake agreement.
agreed not
Yeah.
to move in doesn't mean you absolutely could not live there. You're paying for the place to live.
You have
Yeah,
the keys.
yes.
You have the keys. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could show
Yes,
up
but
whenever.
the
Your stuff's
context of the
already in it.
situation, even from the guy on the side that's saying he shouldn't have to pay the rent, he did say that like we needed to find a place because we would struggle to find something in September. Like we had to get in, lock this in early.
But they're all paying for it, so
I know.
I don't think he's the asshole at all.
How much do you think you would have to, if this is a 4-person house, and let's
Six.
just say they're paying
Six.
$500 a
It's
month.
six.
Six. And let's say it's $500 a month. So he's playing.
Look, I think the
I
guy.
don't want to give him
$3,000.
$3,000 a month. Is that what we're expecting?
I think-
Six-bedroom house.
And they said
Yeah.
they're not wealthy. They're in college.
think-
That's
okay,
fucked, dude.
Should
What
the
do you
guy
think,
not
T-Mac?
pay more though?
No.
What, like
Yes,
50 bucks?
only
Yeah.
if there's
Both
bills.
get
Only
Wendy's.
if there's bills.
Yeah.
Only
But
if
he
there's
knows
bills.
that.
He
The
The
guy
should
bills
definitely
part I'm
knows
not
that.
even considering.
Yes.
I think over the time that he's living there without everybody else, he should pay a little bit more.
Okay, if the other
No.
guys
Because
want
he
money,
has an
then they should
entire
sublet.
Why?
Guys, he
No,
has an
yeah.
entire space to himself.
T-Mac, you've done
Yeah, I
a great
know.
job of being wrong, like
But-
being wrong, but like arguing for the sake of the content. But
How much
you're
more?
wrong. Like, T-Mac, I applaud you for what you've done here. You've done a really good job, but T-Mac, you can't actually think this.
Okay, if you said that to someone and they said why, what would you say? Like, why make
Would
me
you
pay
pay
more?
Because
more
you
if
have
someone
a
asked you
full-
to pay more?
Yeah, but you could show up to the house. You
yeah,
can go.
come. You can
It even
hang out.
said in the
Inviting
thing
you.
that other people had started moving their stuff in already.
No,
which
they already
means-
moved it in before.
Yeah, they moved it in before they left, probably.
which is fine.
yeah, because they all paid for the space. They can leave their stuff there until
And you
they
can
come.
also live there.
Yeah, you can live there. You have the keys.
They all said they weren't though, and he has a
And
whole
they can
place
sell-
to himself.
It's
I'm
like
sure
they-
all
what, you
these
think he's
guys.
gonna, like,
We're talking. You
lick
guys all
everything?
said that you enjoy going home for that short period of time, but you would like to go back, or like you would like to just come back because you get annoyed with whatever living with family. Maybe all those guys are thinking the exact same
there's
thing.
no-
but
So
they're
just
allowed
just
to.
get
They
a
can
car
come
and
back.
There's nothing stopping them, T-Mac.
Oh,
Everybody
not
can
like this
move in
guy's
right
saying
now
you
if they
can't
want.
move
They're all
in.
paying for
If
it.
that guy makes him pay more, you are not allowed to come back. They're not letting you come back at that point. You're going to lock the house from you.
I know there's people out there that agree with me on this.
I want to hear in the comments.
Yeah, you need to comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need
we
to
could do
hear.
a poll.
We'll end it here because it's a 4-on-1 and I'm just getting trounced. I
don't
somebody
think-
else step in that's not even in the shot to kill me on this. So
T-Mac, I'm
anyways,
not mad at you. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
I know. I
That
get.
hurts
I might be a bit of an
Does hurt.
asshole
Yeah. Yeah.
for this. All right. Thanks
The
for
show
tuning in.
is T-Mac the asshole.
Exactly.
asshole.
Subscribe, comment, let us know. Drop a like if you enjoyed. We'll see you next time.